But I get it out of the way in a hurry tonight, Tom, for the game.
Yeah, good idea, John.
And it will be Cal McFarland to kick off for the Owls, the opening kickoff, and we're underway. It's a booming kick, a deep back, and taking it is, it looks like
Money.
Money for Bradford. Cuts to his left to the 20, to the 25, on his feet to the 30, up the sideline. He's tripped up and brought down at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Brookville Blue Raiders will take over first down and 10 from the opening kickoff.
I'm glad they got to the 35-yard line, John, because it's in our line of vision here.
Yeah. Kind of disappeared for a while, but he comes shooting out there on the left side of that line of scrimmage, and quickly Brookville operating first down and 10 as they start the first possession of the game, starting at their own 37-yard line. Nick Heschke in a quarterback for the Bradford Owls. They go within the I formation with a single receiver to the right and one to the left. First play, scrimmage for Brookville. It's a handoff to the deep back, and it's going to be a loss as for the Bradford Owls coming in. Tyler Arlington making a big tackle to start this game off.
Yeah, they ran a draw play, John. They went to an I formation with a wide receiver and a flanker, and ran a draw and weren't very successful. Lost about 4 yards.
That was Kerry Brush, I believe, was deep back that time, number 24.
Was it 24 or was it Gilbert?
Maybe it was Gilbert.
I think it was number 20, John.
Okay. Matt Gilbert, Kerry Brush in the backfield. And second down and long. Don Robb also gets credit for the stop for the Bradford Owls. He was a District 9, a B9Sports.com Player of the Week in the game against the Warren Dragons. We might be calling his name quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, he's having a real good year.
That is Brent Robb, a senior, 5'9", 220 pounds for the Bradford Owls.
Got a penalty on Brookville, offsides.
First penalty of the game just underway. This big game, a lot of anticipation. Boy, it's kind of a different type of feeling walking into the stadium tonight. Everybody in anticipation of this big matchup tonight.
Yeah, it should be a real good game, John. Like we said earlier, both teams are undefeated, and hopefully, it'll show.
Passing situation, a quick slant out to the left and pulled it in Cliff Park, and he pulls it out to the 37, up to the 38, close to the 40-yard line, as the Bradford Owls coming over in on the tackle was Sean Wiesjock for the Owls. So they get some of that lost yardage back. They bring up third down and 8 with the ball resting just shy of the 40-yard line of Brookville. As the Raiders break the huddle. First possession of the ball game, 2 receivers flanked to the right, and that is Brent Fuller and Cliff Park. Henschke, quick slant, and pass is caught, and they dropped it. It was kind of like a timing play, trying to hit the receiver on a quick out, but coming up and making a big-time hit defensively for the Bradford Owls. And that was Jake Wells making the big hit. And, Tim, you could feel that one more than we did. You're standing right there.
You got that right, John. You heard the bones a crushing.
Fourth down, and that'll be a punting situation. Brookville will be forced to punt their first opening possession. What do you think, Tom? Bradford really just kind of anticipating that little quick slant, didn't they?
Yeah, Bradford looked pretty good there, John. They put Brookville in the hole by stopping them on the draw play. Then Brookville got a 5-yard penalty, put themselves further in the hole.
A good snap from center, short punt. Punter was knocked down, Fuller, but
no flag.
No flag, and the punt goes close to going out of bounds, but no return. They keep it away that time from Wiesjock from Bradford as the Owls take over first down and 10. Their first possession of this game with 10:35 remaining, no score between Brookville and Bradford. I guess we have to be careful not to say Johnsonburg and Ridgeway, Brockway, Howell County Catholic. This is a neutral game for us. We'll see how these games go along with our hot game of the week tonight.
Yeah, this is a little bit different for me, John. I've never actually seen either one of these teams play before.
Coach Ackerman says they're going to look for us to run that wing tee and run the ball some more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's I know a little bit about Bradford. They like to run the football.
As the Owls operate in that wing tee motion, here's the Wiesjock first ball carry up through the middle. Or not. Who was it? No, Dave Snyder. 33 for the Owls.
33, yep.
Snyder with the carry.
6-yard game.
And they sent in motion that time. Bob Colts actually came in, I believe, number 34. I pick up these numbers. There we go.
Yeah, it's they're
Now they fake to go with the counter. Inside counter. He's gone.
He's gone. Touchdown, I think. Well, maybe not, John. He might get caught.
Somebody's going to bring him down. Touchdown saving tackle.
That was Park, I think.
Yes, it was. It was Park.
Aaron O'Toole. Aaron O'Toole with a big handoff on that inside counter. Simply going up the middle, gets some good blocking up front. And he takes the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line where the Owls have a big play here to start this game off.
That was a 49-yard gain. That was just a little inside counter. A real nice play.
And that was Aaron O'Toole.
I thought he was going to score.
Thought he was going to be gone, but coming out of nowhere making that tackle, Brent Puller.
Was it Brent Puller or was it Cliff Park that caught him? Cliff Park, yeah.
Okay. Here's that misdirection play. And a handoff to Schneider. Weisjock, that is yet to touch the ball offensively.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
And stop for no gain. Second down and 10. Underway here in the first quarter from our vantage point. The Owls are moving right to left. Coming out at center is Brian Wallace, anchoring the line for the Owls. Owls look a little bit smaller across the line than Brookville, but they're going to go with their speed in this game to try to help them out. Austin with a handoff on the wing T and going down the sideline 10-5 and pushed out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Coming up there was Brent Fuller on the tackle of Sean Weisjock, and that's a carry for Weisjock at the time for the Owls. So another first down. Bradford's really looking good. They're not having too much trouble moving the ball. That time they were able to slant out to the cut up through the middle, and then of course a good run to the outside. And he just turned the corner and used his speed. But Fuller showing some great quickness for the Brookville Raiders here on defense. And here's a handoff up the middle, and Weisjock diving over the pile. Not in the end zone, but very close. Gets it to about the 1-yard line. Now we'll take it down to Tim and see where they place that football at.
Looks like they're about the 2-yard line, John. They moved it back about 10 inches. Second and goal.
Second down and goal for the Owls as they're knocking on the door. With about 8:25 and counting in the first quarter. In the backfield is Aaron O'Toole. I think we might add some movement there. And Weisjock, and they're going to call it a motion penalty. What's the call, Tim?
They had motion on the offense.
Yes, that's how you say it. Yeah. That's how you say it. That's how you want to say it.
Actually,
very good.
They're calling him for offsides. They call
maybe somebody lined up.
The motion, yeah.
So the Owls are now with that penalty, with the ball at the 6-yard line. Still second down and goal coming up. Austin is the quarterback. He takes care of the offense for the Bradford Owls. Dave Schneider. In motion is O'Toole. Here's a rollout by Austin. Throws in the corner of the end zone. Wide open. Pass is incomplete. And I believe coming over for Brookville, able to knock the ball with Keith Ishman for the Brookville. Made a great play there. He just timed his leap and knocked the ball away, or it was going into Weisjock's hands.
Yeah, I think Weisjock kind of stopped his route, and that enabled the defensive player to come over and make the play. If he would have kept running towards the corner of the end zone, I don't think they would have been able to recover.
All right, now you're Coach Ackerman. You still have 2 downs here to get the ball in the end zone. You went with a surprise pass play there. Now you're just going to keep it on the ground for 2?
Oh, I definitely keep it on the ground. That's Bradford's bread and butter there. That's what they do is run the football.
Schneider and O'Toole split in the backfield. Weisjock lined up in that wing T slot to the right. Austin hands it off. They're going to stop it again for a penalty.
Now, move on, Bradford. Now you got to rethink what you're going to do,
and it's a motion call.
Motion that time. So now you're on the 11-yard line. Bradford does have a good field goal kicker.
Yes, they do. McFarland, right?
McFarland.
Right.
Yeah.
Running that wing T set there tonight.
I think I'd like to see him run some misdirection here. They seem to do pretty good when they were in their misdirection.
And Jake Wells checking in with a play from the sideline. As Brookville with 7:53, here in the first quarter with the ball at the 11-yard line. Have a receiver flank to the right. Weisjock in motion to fake. The Weisjock rolls right as Austin throws. He has the same receiver, and it is a touchdown. He was able to hold on to it, rolling out of the end zone for the Bradford Owls. Jake Wells pulls it in for 6.
Down here, John, that looked like they were going to go with another misdirection, and then for whatever reason, he turned right back around.
And McFarland will add the extra point. They go with this different set here, Tom. They got every student body left here, and just the snapper, the holder, and the kicker. And now they're going to run for two.
That's
and now Austin throws it in the end zone. It's knocked away. He might have been better off to pitch at that time. Weisjock was rolling behind him, and it was like 4 against 3, but Brookville was not fooled.
No, that's the old polecat play. Earlier this year, Youngsville ran that same play against Johnsonburg.
That's right.
And scored the extra point.
To the one side, and the deep man is Matt Money. Money coming over. Wonderling will take it at about the 5 to the 10, 15, and he's hit at about the 20-yard line. Where the Brookville Blue Raiders will take over first down and 10. It looks like they're going to place it at about the 21. And Tyler Arlington gets credit for that tackle on special teams play. The feeling on the sideline, Tim, everybody kind of feeling loose right now, or now they got the jitters out of the way and they're ready to go, huh?
Actually, Brookville's a little tense right now, which is understandable.
Matt Gilbert, the deep back for Brookville in that I formation. 2 receivers flank to the right. Eschke will turn, gives to Gilbert off the right side. Gilbert going nowhere, trying to break a tackle and forget it because it gets piled on by the...
Number 44 made that. He blocked.
John Colts on the tackle for the Bradford Owls.
The Owls, they're just swarming the ball, John. They're getting penetration off their defensive line, and they're just swarming to the ball. They look good so far.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of quickness, and this is something they thought would be a factor for the Owls on their defensive side. They're only showing actually 3 down linemen on that front for the Bradford Owls. Backs are split for the Raiders. Etchke keeps it off, option back, and he pitches it back, and that time it was Kerry Brush on the carry. And Brush, after taking the pitch, is stopped for another loss, as Tom pointed out, down to the 15-yard line.
I think what you had there on the linemen, John, their defensive ends, the one defensive end is in a 4-point stance. On the right, the left defensive end is in a 2-point stance, which is more common. You know, they're running a 4-man defensive line, but 3 of them are down and 1's up.
And there's big number 76, Joe Reinhardt, 6'4", 330-pounder. He's one of those guys that's lining up on across the side of the ball on defense. Raiders might keep it safe here and keep it on the ground with a mixed direction. He's gone back, and he breaks one tackle, trying to survive, being scrambled, still on his feet, but then finally brought down for a loss down to the 9-yard line. Just when you said that, Tom, I looked, and Eschke was being trapped at about the 1-yard line, very close to being pulled into the end zone.
That's a lot of running to lose 6 yards.
And it is getting credit, Brent Robb, the senior, 5'9", 220-pound interior linebacker there, and he's having a pretty good game so far, as well as the Owls defense.
Yeah, he's not looking bad. Brookville has now had 2 series of plays, and they have minus 15 yards in offense.
And Brent Fuller will be the punter for Brookville. Good snap from center. Punting out of his end zone, gets it through a rush, and takes a bounce. It's about the 35-yard line. That's where it'll be downed, and Bradford will take over first down and 10. Quarterback Weisjock goes in motion. They hand it off to Weisjock off the left side with that pulling guard. Looks for some daylight, and a big gain on first down. Takes it from the 35-yard line to the 27, or let's see where they place it, 27-yard line. And it'll bring up a...
On the 2nd and 3, John.
Yeah. A good game by Weisjock. Nothing fancy, just that wing tee. And you're probably saying, what is a wing tee? How can you explain a wing tee on the radio, Tom? I know a lot of football-minded folks will know what a wing tee is, but you have your basic front lineman down, and you have a running back that kind of lines up off the end of the tackle.
Yeah, well...
And you also have a double wing tee, and you have both of them there. And that's what the Owls show here, but they go in motion to fake. His misdirection, inside reverse handoff, and Weisjock is gone for the touchdown. A beautiful design play.
Beautiful play.
They initially handed it off to Aaron O'Toole, who quickly handed it off to Weisjock, who went right up the middle for a touchdown.
Yeah.
The inside counter reverse. What do you call that one?
I call it a nice play.
A nice play?
Yeah, that was like an inside counter reverse. You pretty much have it right there. Yeah, they're playing that wing tee, and what a wing tee is ordinarily is 2 backs, and they're split. usually like behind the offensive guards, and your third back is a wing back. He'll be outside either the tight end, or if there's a wide receiver, he'll be outside the offensive tackle, off the line of scrimmage, a yard off the line of scrimmage. And, it's a pretty popular formation.
Now they're going to line up for two. And they go with a regular set on offense, and they'll hand this one to O'Toole. O'Toole is stopped at the line of scrimmage. No good. So Aaron O'Toole gets the carry for the 2-point.
Kids can enjoy games and pony rides and a petting zoo too. Enjoy free apple cider while you view over 30 gorgeous decorating Christmas trees. Not just the area's largest gift and garden store, but an attraction. Farmer Smith's Gift Store and Garden Centre. Open 9 to 6 daily, 3 miles west of Brookville on Route 322.
Take a fair catch.
High school football action as McFarland kicks it, a kind of a low squibbler, and reaching up for it was Brush for Brookville. And he loses his footing, goes right down on top of the football carry. Brush has it, downed it, and Brookville will take over at their own 19-yard line, first down and 10.
Yeah, so far, John, nothing is going right for Brookville. They're having problems so far.
Tim pointed out the feeling on the sideline just felt like a little bit tense or a little bit too tight. They just need to loosen up and go for what's been doing well for him this year. Henske turns and will hand off to Gilbert. Gilbert looks for a hole, turns upfield, gets maybe 2 yards on the play up to the 21-yard line. It'll be second down and 8. And is that Colts on the tackle again, and also for Bradford, Tyler Arlington assisting. Well, they got a lot of pursuit on that.
Yeah, Bradford's defense is just playing outstanding. They swarm to the ball. They penetrate and they go after the ball carrier. They gang tackle. It's about every play there's 3 or 4.
That was the
Bradford players on the tackle.
Key matchup was speed against size tonight. And so far, the speed is prevailing at this point. 12-0. Bradford the lead. They tried up the middle this time. Carry Brush with the carry. And the hole is plugged up quickly.
Yeah, that was just a quick dive to the up back.
Trying to go. Yeah, just tried to get a quick opener that time. I think it was Brent Robb on the stop again. Trying to pick him out on that line there, and he seems to be all over the place.
Yeah, Brookville is now, they're in a passing situation here. Now they need 8 yards, and, the running game just isn't getting it going. They're going to put the ball in the air.
So Gilbert and Brush are split in the backfield at running backs, and Henske back, looking for receivers. Pocket collapse, and there it goes, a sack, quarterback sack. Colts coming in for the Bradford Owls. Getting credit for the stop and takes Henske down. Boy, he goes back. They kept the backs split, and they were actually ended up being extra blockers, and Bradford is still able to get pressure coming in on the outside from both sides. 2:55 to go here in the first quarter, and Brookville forced the punt. As the ball started at the 19, they're going to punt from their own 12-yard line.
Yeah, they lost 10 yards on the sack there.
Punting and standing at about his 4-yard line and getting a nice punt was Fuller. He's down again, but nothing called. And here's Wiesjock taking the ball and coming up and making a pretty good hit with Silvis Wanderling for Brookville. And that might be a little bit of a spark to give. I see a little bit of excitement as the Raiders coming running back and off the huddle there that time. So that was a big play.
Yeah, Bradford got nothing on that punt. They were, he fielded it. Wiesjock was taken down by Silvis. Wanderling, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah, nice play.
Wanderling did a nice job that time.
Real nice play. Brookville, they've got to stop Bradford here. They've got to stop the momentum. Bradford's on a roll right now.
2:32 in the first quarter, and the Owls take over now at their own 40, or at the Brookville 44-yard line.
And the double wing again, John.
They go double wing. Wiesjock, he hands it off to O'Toole. O'Toole gets about 8 yards on the pickup. That time it was the handoff to Wiesjock, who turned around and handed it to O'Toole. He gets about 8 yards. And Bradford showing a lot of positive yardage on that first down play.
You can definitely tell right now, John, that Brookville is definitely getting frustrated. Everything they try, they just ends up blowing up in their face right now.
There in motion is Wiesjock, the fake up to the fullback this time. I lost everybody here.
that was a straight dive, John.
Straight handoff to the fullback.
Straight up the middle.
I was waiting for 2 or 3 players to touch that ball.
I'll tell you what, John, Bradford their offense is almost reminding me a little bit of Brockways. They're sending a man in motion every play. They're running a lot of misdirection. It's not the Brockway offense, but it's similar.
This could be a big turnaround here. Brookville needs to get a break here of some sort, just kind of stop this momentum of Bradford has on this running attack. 12-0 is the score. The Owls leading with 1:25 and counting here in the first quarter. Brookville jamming on the line there, and here's Austin. He hands off right up the middle.
I think that was I'm not sure who the ball carrier was, John.
I missed that one.
It almost looked like they missed the handoff, John, so they just kind of sacrificed.
Somebody grabbed it.
Yeah, they just tried to get a couple yards out of that one.
The Owls again getting a first down, moving the sticks. Might have been Dave Schneider. We're going to have somebody lining up off in the neutral. That was Schneider, the ball carrier for Bradford. The two fullback plays in a row. Now we do it, sort it out and figure it out for you here in a second. Penalty against Bradford. 5-yard penalty for the offside infraction.
That's the third one already, I think, for lining up offside. That's not something you see that much. You see a lot of motion penalties and guys jumping offsides, but just lining up offside. That's pretty unusual during the first quarter.
Yep, Jake Wells flanked out to the left, but he's out there as a decoy. Here's motion this time. You can see this one. They're going to mark it back 5 more yards for procedure.
This is what Brookville needs, though. I mean, Bradford's going to be first and 20. Maybe Brookville, get fired up a little bit here and stop them.
35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Yeah, 12-0. So after 2 consecutive penalties, this is the worst, I guess, down Bradford's at first and 20.
First and 20.
The Owls quickly coming out of the huddle. Schneider still lined up at fullback. On that wing T is the Weisjock. He goes in motion. The bat snap from center, but quickly and alertly getting on that loose ball was Tyler Arlington of Bradford.
We have a flag, too, John.
And a penalty, too.
Personal foul, Brooks. Boy, they didn't need that.
No.
They didn't need that.
Did not need that at all. And you're right.
There was going to be a second and probably 22, 23 yards.
Right.
Here, and that is going to go back to about a first and 5.
Wow, this is a big one.
Yep.
The call is personal foul against Brookville. Hate to see that. That's a critical play there, but it still remains second down. 10 seconds. But that'll be it for the first quarter.
I think it's first down, John. I don't think
it was a dead ball foul.
Oh, okay. Dead ball foul.
And that'll do it for the first quarter. The Bradford Owls leading.
It looked like definitely Bradford dominated this whole first quarter. Very frustrated. Brookville, you could tell there's a lot of frustration. Everything they've done has been well executed. It's just Bradford's one step ahead of them, John.
Okay, and there we go again. There's Sean Weisjock with the carry for the Bradford Owls on that misdirection handoff. Gets to the outside, turns the corner. Brookville coming up with a big play that keeps
real close to first down. Yeah, about yard and a half short.
Takes the ball to the 24-yard line of Brookville. Now they kind of turn it around now with this wing tee. Just as I got it down to go in the other way, I'm going to turn around and do it, but do it opposite, huh?
Yeah.
Schneider's in a fullback, and they hand it to old, fake it to O'Toole, but it's a straight dive. Schneider with the carry, and Schneider has the first down.
Made a nice size gain on that, it's just a dive. And
for the tackle. Another first down for the Owls. We talked about this another game that last week. It was a game played in the 50. It was a 50-yard game, pretty much the whole game with Ridgeway and Elk County Catholic, and this game's turned out the same way in the first half.
Yeah, this game has been played entirely on Brookville's side of the field.
Wells is flanked to the right, and
there's movement.
And we have somebody not too happy on the line there because.
But he was the only guy who jumped, John. So I'd say he was probably wrong. Another penalty against the Owls tonight on offense. Yeah, about the only thing Bradford has done wrong is the 5-yard motion and offsides penalties. Other than that, they've played a pretty near perfect football game.
Boy, nice crowd tonight, too. Brookville and the homecoming night tonight.
Homecoming, beautiful night.
As first down and 15 in motion is O'Toole. O'Toole hands it back off to No, who did I give this one to? Did I miss this one? I did, didn't I?
I'll tell you what.
Did Austin or
I missed it too. I think Austin, did he end up with the ball?
He must.
He never gave it to anybody. No gain.
Second and 15.
I thought he handed it off to O'Toole.
Sure looked like it, but he didn't have the ball. Doing a lot of counter in the back. And it's tough if you're a defensive player because you're waiting to see what happens before you start jumping in. You know, as a coach, Tom, you say you have your players kind of hold back, but don't go in that, shooting that gap too quick.
Yeah.
But this is the case you might want to, get in there. The Owls, again, set up shop. Here's the motion. There's a handoff in the backfield. And here's a big play. Big play for the Brookville Blue Raiders coming up.
Number 22 was a carry.
Loss of 3. Third down and 18.
Tony Morris is 68, senior, 6'2", 219-pounder.
This is what Brookville needs, John. They've made a couple nice plays here in a row now. They've moved Bradford back. It's a 3rd and 18. I'm sure where Bradford is at, you know, it's 2-down territory. They're going to go.
Oh, yeah, they're
2 down.
They got a short field to work with. They're going to keep it. As in motion goes O'Toole. He fakes it. He rolls left.
And he's wide open down there, John.
He's looking to throw it. Now he throws it
too long.
And it's intercepted in the end zone.
But there's also a flag down.
You mentioned, Tom, he was wide open, but he had too much time to get the ball there, and it was picked off by Money. Money pulls it in, but let's see what the penalty is. The penalty will go against
Bradford.
The penalty is against Bradford.
I think what happened there, John, is Austin's rolling out to his left, and he's a right-hander, and he had to stop and set himself to make the throw, and by that time, Wells was wide open forever, but by the time Austin stopped and set himself, Brookville defensive back recovered, and the pass was underthrown a little bit, and he picked it off. Besides that, Bradford had an offensive lineman downfield.
Well, he was open, too. He was rolling to his weak side as the right-handed quarterback, rolling to his left, and then he was setting up, and you mentioned, Tom, he was wide open by the time he got the ball off. A nice play by Money, gets the interception. Henske hands it off to Brush. Brush off right tackle, and he'll get about 3. Let's see.
Gain of 5. O'Toole on the stop. Second 5.
Pretty good carry on first down. Second down and 5 coming up. Yeah. That's a good positive play for Brookville.
Yeah, that's
you get an interception. You get a 5-yard gain. Now you got some. You got the juices flowing there in that huddle. They're firing out of there and get some momentum.
That was the best first down play they've had. You know, this is the first time they've been in a situation where it's second and relatively short.
That's the quarterback for Brookville. He'll hand it off to Gilbert. Gilbert stopped for no gain. And it looked like for Bradford, Rocco Lentz. Is that a 64? Yeah,
64,
Rocco.
yeah.
Thanks. He's a junior. He's 5'7", 208. Let's see if we can get an interview from one mascot to another mascot before this one's over. Tim doing double duties tonight.
That's all right.
8 minutes remaining in the first half. Brookville with a 3rd down and 5 coming up after the no gain on the running play. Bradford showing they're bringing everybody. Here's a slant. A pass is caught for a first down. Keith Ishman pulls it in. Nice play that time. Wiesjock was on the coverage for...
Number 61 was a tackle.
And coming in on the tackle was Jeremy O'Toole.
That was just a quick pop pass out to the outside there, John. And
is that the first down for Brookville in the first half?
That's it.
All with the turning play of the game, the interception by Money.
Well, maybe that's what it took.
Feels like the nerves have finally settled down here on the Brookville side, and they're set to play some football.
And there he goes. We got a runner for a first down. Kerry Brush with a nice rush for a first down off that right side. It was just a quick pop, a quick opener there. They were able to get him right off that tackle on a slant play.
Yeah, Brookville seems to be getting some momentum back. You know, it was all Bradford the first half. You know, it's also possible Bradford might have relaxed a little bit. You know, they were doing whatever they wanted the first quarter there. And now Brookville stopped them. Now Brookville's moving the ball.
Now that's the Brookville the fans know that they're capable of here. And it's, after that momentum and a little bit of fire in that huddle and coming out. And Bradford giving some pushing here on the defense for the passing game, too. Almost wanting them to pass the ball. Here's Kerry Brush. Brush changes his footing and gets tripped up. He might have got tripped up by his own player. He gets a nice gain of about 7. Let's see where they place the ball. Got a good gainer on first down play by Kerry Brush.
2nd and 3.
Yeah, he broke a tackle there, changed direction.
Placed at the 49-yard.
Just across midfield.
Yeah, first time Brookville's crossed midfield.
They've ventured into it. Bradford's territory, as Tom pointed out.
Uncharted waters.
6:26 to go in the first half. All this after a big interception. Henschke looking left, throwing left, has a receiver left, tipped away at the last second by Aaron O'Toole. Pass intended for Brent Pooler. Aaron O'Toole reaches up, knocks it away.
Nice defense.
That was a real nice play.
Nice play all the way around, wasn't it? Jeez. Yeah. Both offense and defense, because it was a nice throw, nice pattern. The receiver was there, but it took a nice defensive play to keep the completion from happening.
The interception, was really a huge play, John, because, it could have easily been 18-0 right now. Instead, Brookville's driving. If they could score, it's a ball game.
And Henschke hands it off to Brush. Kerry Brush turns, and he gets the first down, but a penalty on the play.
I'd say you're going to have holding on Brookville.
There'll be a holding call. Aaron O'Toole gets credit for the tackle. We got Aaron O'Toole and Jeremy O'Toole out there for the Owls.
That's a shame. Yeah, it's a holding on Brookville. That was an 8-yard gain, a first down for Brookville. Instead, it's going to give him a 3rd and long. 3rd and long.
Well, Kerry Brush showed some pretty good moves
nice
there. Once he was able, looked like he stumbled when he initially got the ball. He was able to keep his balance and then turned upfield real quick. Yeah. They're showing a little bit more life here as far as, turning the corner and hitting the holes quicker, too.
Yeah, now Brookville's looking at 3rd and 11 back in their own territory rather than 1st and 10 on Bradford's 40.
And they got a bunch of different players coming in on this particular play for the Blue Raiders.
They took the running backs out that they had here, John. They're probably going to throw the ball.
Yeah, Money and Fuller flanked to the right for Brookville. Quick drop, a throw, and there's interference.
Got to be a flag on that.
Somebody has to have a flag.
Wow.
There's no flag.
No flags out. Wow, he knocked the receiver right down. Wow.
That's I thought maybe somebody forgot their flag.
I'll tell you, the Brookville people aren't very happy. I can't say that I blame them.
And it'll bring up 4th down for Brookville with 5:44. The clock does stop with the incompleted pass. And the Brookville mascot's even giving it to the referees on there.
Yeah, he's a little upset.
4th down and punting situation. Louise Jock will go back to receive. And they're going to try to keep probably the ball out of the hands of Louise Jock.
Yeah, they'd be smart not to kick the ball to him. I'm sure they've discussed this in their preparation for the game.
Brent Pooler will punt for Brookville. 4th down and 10. Gets a good punt away.
Over
and
and
it'll bounce at the 10. Rolls to the 5. Just inside the 5-yard line. So a booming punt.
Yeah.
And Keith Ishman downs the ball for Brookville. And now Brookville's defense will try to turn things around here.
This is Brookville's big shot here. This is still 5.5 minutes to go in the half. They got Bradford down on the 4-yard line. If they can stop Bradford here without a first down, they'll get the ball in real good position with a lot of time left.
5:33 remaining in the first half. And they're on that deep part of the field where we might have to call an assistant for Tim Singer on the sideline.
Pretty hard to see from our vantage point.
Brookville, the Bradford Owls with the ball at their own 4-yard line. All we can tell you, if we see somebody busting out of the huddle, it could be Weisjock. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a dive for no gain, John.
Snyder up the middle for no yards.
Looked like he hit his own player there, John, and then Brookville just came in and pounded him.
Did you see who led the way for Brookville there, Tim?
I couldn't tell if it was number 44.
Kirk Hayes. Kirk Hayes leading that charge on that line.
I think he lost half a yard.
Yeah. Actually, they put it right back at the line of scrimmage there. Still at the 4-yard line. The Owls send Jake Wells to the left, but they'll be on that wing tee. Look for Weisjock in that slot position. In motion is Aaron O'Toole. They'll counter, give to Wiesjock. Wiesjock on his, he fumbles the ball, Brookville. He lost the ball, and one of the players for Brookville pounces on the loose football.
And they're on they might be inside the 5, John.
And who is
Number 16.
Mark Kamarschek with the fumble recovery. Kamarschek coming up with a big play. Tim, I don't know what happened. Wiesjock had the ball, and he was turning. All of a sudden, the ball just popped loose. I don't know if he hit the ball in his thigh pad as he was hit or something, but it just popped loose, and there it went backwards. That may be an indication, maybe a helmet on the ball, popping it loose even. But nonetheless, Brookville with an excellent opportunity here with the ball at the 7-yard line after the fumble recovery by Kamarchik for Brookville.
Yeah, this is Brookville's chance to get right back in the ball game.
Henske keeps it, and he stopped for no gain.
Yeah, he just faked the dive and followed the fullback right through the hole, and there wasn't a hole there.
And they got the big guy for Bradford in on the stop, and that is Joe Reinhardt, the 330-pounder, 6'4". A whole lot of owl out there.
Yeah. So, they're on the 6-yard line, John. They've got to put this in. They've got to get 6 points out.
Ishman comes in for the play from the sideline. The Owls defense digging in here. They want to keep Brookville out of the end zone after the turnover. So 2 turnovers, and both against Bradford. Brookville had some momentum after the interception. Now with the fumble recovery, knocking on the door at the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Here's a fake. There's an end around. Ishman is down. They're going nowhere on this play. They tried that end around reverse for Ishman, and it's going nowhere. Coming up was Colts on the tackle.
That's
ugly.
Yeah, it's not the best call in the world from the 6-yard line to run a reverse like that. You don't have a whole lot of room. The defensive backs are up because you're on the 6-yard line. The deepest a defensive back can be is about 14 yards.
But when you draw that play up on the chalkboard, you don't expect the defensive player to chase your end coming all the way around and chase your reverse player, position player to be right there. You don't expect that.
Yeah.
But now 3rd down and long. Henske looks in the end zone, lays it up in the corner out. It'll be incomplete. And it'll bring up 4th down with the ball at the 13-yard line. O'Toole on the coverage.
What are they going to do here, John? They're going to go for it, or are they going to kick? Are they going to try a field goal?
I think, they got a good kicker in Brandon Gunning. But at this point, you're inside the 20. How many more chances you're going to get, before you get another drive. So you want to take a chance. You want to take an opportunity.
They're going to have to call timeout.
They're going to talk it over.
They're going to have to. They're not going to get play in.
3:15 remaining. Brookville has the ball now, 4th down. After the timeout, let's see what the call will be. Hayes comes out for this play. 3 wide receivers with an end. Here's Henske looking left, being pressured, sets up. Looking to throw the ball, crossing route, and touchdown, Brookville. Nice play. Henske. Cliff Park deep in the end zone is your receiver with the touchdown for the Brookville Blue Raiders.
He just kind of roamed around back there, John, and got open.
And Henske, that's something you can't teach. He threw a tight spiral leading his receiver. He actually had 2 receivers converging in the opening for that ball, and it was Cliff Park who pulls it in. And Brandon Gunning will come in to add the extra point.
Yeah, he just dropped back, and he rolled out to his left and bought some time, and it gave the receivers time enough to find an open spot, and eventually Park, he was wide open.
And the kick is good. 12-7.
Rather in the middle of the field.
A little bit of strategy here.
Yeah, you kind of cut down, what Bradford can do on the kickoff as far as reverses or... you're trying to limit them to one side of the field on their return.
And the kick is taken deep by Wiesjock for Bradford. He's tackled at the 25-yard line. Cliff Park makes a touchdown reception and gets in on the special teams play for a tackle. And the Owls take over 1st down and 10 at their own 25-yard line. I don't know, we'll see if we can get one of the coaches here at intermission. We'll invite you to stay right with us right before the break here, coming up at halftime. It is homecoming night for Brookville. 12-7 is your score. And it is Bradford with the lead, but Brookville with Mo right now.
Yeah, this is a big series for both teams.
Austin is your quarterback. In motion is Wiesjock. They give it to Wiesjock, rolling left behind a pulling guard in Robb, and he gets the 1st down. And they use that pulling guard effectively. Brent Robb, a senior 5'9", 220-pounder. This time they were just He's just falling right behind big number 66 and looking for an opening and gets the first down on that carry. And in fact, it was about a 17-yard pickup. All right, his first down and 10 for the Owls with 2:52 remaining here in the first half. Jake Wells flanked to the right. Got to say his name a couple times because he usually doesn't get the ball when his ground game is working.
No.
Here's a counter in the backfield, and I think it is Wiesjock that time. He might get a yard to the 39-yard line where the Owls have it. Second down and 9 coming up.
I think that was Snyder on that carry.
Snyder,
John.
the fullback?
Snyder, yeah.
Okay. Schneider with the carry.
Bradford's probably going to have to throw the ball a few times here because the clock's against them right now.
And rolling right is O'Toole. Aaron O'Toole turns up the field, and he'll get the first down, taking the ball near midfield. They have all 3 timeouts, Tom, you pointed out, with 2:03 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, and the clock stops on first downs, too, until
and
they
as soon as they set the chains.
Now Bradford's coming right up to the line there. They're not wasting too much time here.
They go with that wing tee. Wiesjock in motion. Fake the Wiesjock. They give it to Wiesjock. Pulling again with Rob. Rob looking for somebody to block. He does. Wiesjock's on his feet down the sideline. He will go all the way. Did he hit the pylon or not?
Scored. I think. They're going to mark him out on the
1-yard line.
Wow.
Diving for the pylon of this ball. He hits there. The ball did pop loose as he went out of bounds, but they're going to knock.
He definitely hit the pylon, and usually when you do that, that's a touchdown.
And they're going to mark it at the...
unless, maybe he stepped out of bounds before he dove
he was
ahead.
diving, right?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, a pretty exciting run that time. And again, what can you say about Brent Robb? I mean, he's doing what he's looking for anybody to hit. He hit a couple of guys, and that freed him up. Wiesjock. Austin, your quarterback for Bradford, in motion goes Schneider with the carry up the middle. Fullback straight up the middle this time. He's not. Oh, now what's the indication is touchdown. A late call coming in. I guess they just wanted to make sure. And it is a touchdown. 18-7.
It took Bradford, John, all 5 plays to go 75 yards. All on the ground.
And a big run again by
Wiesjock. It was a pretty impressive drive there.
They were basically waiting, John, until everybody got off the pile to see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to try to kick one this time.
McFarland will try to add the extra point. Austin is your holder. Good snap from center. And the kick was high enough, and it's good.
Wow, why were they going for 2?
Wow. The kick is good. 19-7. Schneider on the 1-yard carry for the touchdown, and with the score 19-7 in favor of Bradford over Brookville. We'll be back right after this 1-minute timeout.
772-3049.
Brookville has a kickoff taken by Money for Brookville. They fake the reverse. Money keeps it himself up the sideline to the 20. A couple of players of easy kind of dazzling his way through the sidelines up to about the 34-yard line for Matt Money on the kickoff return, with Brookville taking over first down and 10. But they have a minute 21 to work with 2 timeouts here in the first half. And Tom, I'm sure we'll see the passing game here working, if they can just kind of maybe throw a couple underneath the coverage and then go for the big one very before the half.
Yeah, they've got a minute 21. Brookville has 2 timeouts left. They didn't look too bad passing the ball last time. I wouldn't be surprised to see them passing it here. What happened is what they didn't want to happen. They didn't want to let Bradford score again. They were right back into the football game. They were controlling the game, and then Bradford just drove right down the field. 5 plays, 75 yards.
Yeah, 19-7. Bradford with the lead.
And Bradford does get the kickoff in the second half.
Yeah, Hensky rolling right, looking downfield, being pursued by Colts, throws it down there, and diving effort on the part of Brent Fuller, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage, but it was a decent pass. It was just a little bit deep.
Well, he's got a good arm.
Yeah.
Hensky's showing a good arm, and on the coverage as well as in the Wiesjock for Bradford. Second down and 10.
They got to be careful here. They don't want to give Bradford the ball back, I don't think, in this half.
High school football action tonight, our Hound game of the week, week number 6. A pair of undefeated teams going head-to-head. This is a big game District 9 league because beat each team with 1 remaining after this one. So far as the District 9 League, I believe. In motion goes Gilbert. Set up, and here's Heskey looking for a receiver to his left, throwing to his right. That is, he has Fuller, but he's overthrown and out of bounds, and it'll be third down and 10. As Tom pointed out, it stops the clock with 1:05 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, they've got, like I said, they've got to be careful. They don't give the Bradford ball back with too much time. Bradford has 3 timeouts.
The turning point, obviously, was that interception that gave Brookville some momentum. They were able to move the ball up to midfield before it was hit by that penalty, which called a first down run back, and then they were forced to punt, and then, of course, the turnover, and Brookville was able to get the nice touchdown pass on fourth down. They began in the end zone.
4th and 13.
But then Bradford answered that quickly with a touchdown drive. Here's a pass, a real small pass, hook and lateral.
Hook and lateral, yeah, wow.
Wow, Cliff Park initially catches the ball, pitches it back on the trailer. Coming up through was Gilbert, and Gilbert gets some additional yards. Still short of the first down. It keeps the clock running.
That's a beautiful play. They only got 5 yards, but that's quite the play.
4th and 4.
And the clock will continue to roll with 42 seconds remaining.
I'm surprised Bradford's not calling a timeout here. You know, to get the punt, maybe get off 1 or 2 passes. But apparently Bradford's content with the 19-7 lead because they're just letting them run right down. Brookville's going to try to run the clock right down, I'm sure. 3, 2.
And they will punt the ball. There's pressure being put on, but then Fuller's punt takes a good roll for Brookville down to about the 25-yard line. Just shy of the 25, closer to the 26, where Bradford will take over with about 9 seconds remaining. And I'm sure Coach Ackerman, what would you do here? You just maybe...
I think he's going to nail it down. You know, I mean, he had 3 timeouts. He could have stopped the clock with about 58 seconds. So he let 50 seconds run off. I would imagine he's just going to nail the ball down.
That's a good point, because if he wanted to work with time, he could have called the timeout there. So probably take a knee and go into the locker room, be content with that 19-7 lead.
With 3 timeouts, he could have ran easily probably 3 plays here. Use 1 for the punt, and then the clock stops and change of possession. But now they'll probably drop back and throw a long touchdown pass and show you how much I know.
As we'll wait and see what the call will be. Austin sends motion as Wiesjock, and now they'll hand it off. Wiesjock with the carry, and he'll get maybe about 4. And Ishman on the tackle for as the Bradford Owls come out here in the first half, scoring their first 2 possessions, and then Brookville comes back to cut into the lead 12-7, and then back up on top, Bradford leading 19-7 here at intermission. It is halftime. Let's check in with Tim here.